If you followed my career in crime, always staying one step ahead of the cops, you'll know that I'm a master at beating the heat. But this is starting to get a little ridiculous when it comes to performing live outside. Last week it was like 130 degrees in Death Valley. I live in Florida and perform here. It's been at least 90 degrees every day for 3 months consecutively. I'm going to show you a clip of the hottest performance I've ever had, almost dying, and how to avoid it. This is on like the 20th floor on the rooftop of the Westin in town. So we're that many floors closer to the sun in the hottest part of the day. Nothing but just pure sunlight being down on you, and with the added thing of being across from the kitchen, so when the kitchen doors open, you're blasted with an extra wave of heat. Okay? So I'm going to show you the clip, or the song, that we performed doing it, and then I'm going to give you some tips on how to beat the heat and what I've learned just performing in essentially Hell's Kitchen over and over and over again. Pay special attention to how profusely I'm sweating. Notice this was the second song of the set. Just for a little bit of context. This is with Andrea, who I just released some original music with. You can check that out in the description if you want. And we're going to play the song 3 Empty Words by Shawn Mendes, which I also just taught on my Patreon. So enjoy, and I'll teach you how to beat the heat when we come back.
I'll pick you up at the same time. The same old place, the same old drive. We'll just talk about our day. Try and feel the awkward space tonight. We'll play the songs we used to love, while we try to fall in love again. We don't know what's wrong or right. We don't even care enough to fight. We're going through the motions, 'cause we can't fix what's broken. And I know it's gonna hurt, but darling, I'll go first, 'cause I won't keep on saying just 3 empty words. We're still talking every day. I'm running out of things to say to you. It's really gonna break my heart, so I have to tell you, little brother. It might be easier to say, but it'll never be the same. And if something doesn't change, then we'll keep on sinking further. Going through the motions, 'cause we can't fix what's broken. And I know it's gonna hurt, but darling, I'll go first, 'cause I won't keep on saying those 3 empty words. Those 3 empty words will only make it worse. I'm tired, I can't take it anymore. Those 3 empty words will only make it worse. We're tired, we can't take it anymore. Going through the motions, 'cause we can't fix what's broken. And I know it's gonna hurt, but darling, I'll go first, 'cause I won't keep on saying those 3 empty words. We don't have to keep on saying those 3 empty words. No, I can't keep on saying those 3 empty words.
All right, so we've got 4 tips on how to beat the heat. Number 1, be a hydro homie. Drink water. I know that the only thing less American than drinking water is not owning a gun. So this may be counterintuitive to a lot of people, myself included at the time, especially when you get, a lot of times when you're performing, you get free drinks, okay? I don't drink alcohol, so I take advantage of this perk by half ironically ordering nothing but Shirley Temples and telling the waiters or waitresses just to keep the Shirley Temples coming. That was a huge mistake on this day. I should have just drank water. It almost felt like I was losing. Like, how stupid is that? It's like, well, I have the opportunity to get unlimited free Shirley Temples, so I should probably take that at the behest of my own actual health. That was a mistake. I have since learned from that. Heat two. Rule number 2, tip number 2, dress appropriately. All right, so as you can see, I sweated through that shirt pretty quickly. One thing that I've learned, and again, this may seem counterintuitive, now usually when I perform, or even if I'm just going out, a lot of times I will wear an extra base layer. This is like Under Armour heat gear, and I swear that this actually keeps me cooler, even if I'm layering up, right? Now, there's been some kind of mixed reviews on if this is true. Maybe it is just some kind of cognitive thing, but absolutely what is 100% fact is it wicks moisture, and you won't get wet, and you're 100% so much more comfortable when you're actually performing. So that's why, like, a lot of times I'll just use these, like, base layer heat thermals, and that definitely helps me stay at least dry, and I really think it does keep me cooler. But again, I don't really totally understand the science. I think this was covered in Ghostbusters or Ghostbusters 2. Somebody correct me on that. Tip number 3, use an umbrella if necessary if you're out there. As you can see in the clip, we were actually provided an umbrella, but the umbrella was actually put over just Andrea and not me, which is just definitely kind of like a microcosm of how that whole relationship works in general. But yeah, definitely use whatever you can to kind of keep the sun off of you if you know you're going to be out there. And I mean, obviously using sunscreen is helpful, but that's something that I forget to all the time, as you can notice, because my nose is just bleeding sometimes from being sunburned. And the last tip I guess I have for you is to just take breaks, right? I think there's something about, like, if I have like a 3-hour show, I kind of want to power through it. Maybe do like an hour 20, break in the middle, another hour 20, something like that. I don't know why that's prideful and that's stupid, but I think everybody there understands if you just play a half hour, take a small break, and just cool off, they're not going to be upset. Everybody out there is kind of dealing with the same circumstances that you are, so it usually shouldn't be that big of an issue. But anyways, those are just some of my tips on keeping it cool, because that's what I like to do. So I'm trying to spread the wealth to all the potential heat stroke sufferers out there. So yeah, if you have any questions or comments, hit me up in the comment section, Instagram, Twitter, the website. Make sure to check out the new song I did with Andrea. And also, if you want to learn how to play that song, it's on my Patreon. Really great song to learn how to play. Like, the fingerstyle is awesome, great arrangement. Can't say enough good things about that song. Not a huge fan of pop music, but that is actually like a pretty good one that I put my full endorsement behind. Thanks a lot.